Let's imagine you open an email and there it is, the long-awaited job offer from Switzerland for 120,000 francs. Let us imagine. But how much is that really, once you're actually buying groceries in Swiss prices? If you're sitting in the UK, Germany, or even parts of the US, the number might look like a dream. Maybe you're already picturing weekend ski trips in the Alps in a nice big apartment. But then you do a quick Google search on the cost of living in Zurich, and you see the prices of a standard dinner or a cocktail, and you suddenly realize that twice the salary might not be enough if everything also costs twice as much. You might ask yourself, wait, I'm actually going to be poor in Switzerland on 120,000 a year salary? Today, I'll try to answer that question for you and give you an unfiltered financial reality check. We're going to take the 120,000 as an example. Strip away the taxes, pay the rent in Zurich, buy the groceries, go out for drinks, and see exactly what you have left at the end of the month. Let's do the math. Let's start with your paycheck. If you get 12 salaries, sometimes you might get 13, but 12 is normal, and let's just use that for our calculation. 120,000 francs works out to about 10,000 francs a month, but you aren't taking that home. In Switzerland, your taxes and social contributions depend heavily on your permit type and the canton you live in. Every month, the government and your employer will deduct your AHV, which is Social Security, your unemployment insurance, and your mandatory pension contributions. If you're moving here on a standard B permit, you will also pay Quellensteuer, which is a withholding tax taken directly out of your paycheck. Later, if you get a C permit, you'll be able to file your own taxes. For a single person living in Zurich without children, these deductions and taxes will eat up roughly 23% of your gross income. So your 10,000 francs just became roughly 7,700. This is the money that actually hits your bank account. Now, let's spend it. This is where a lot of people get surprised, because unlike in many other European countries, your health insurance was not deducted from your paycheck. It's a private mandatory cost you pay out of your pocket. For a standard adult premium in Zurich, expect to pay around 450 francs every single month. Next up, the biggest expense you're going to face: rent. If you want to live in the city of Zurich, or one of the more popular suburbs, in a modern one-bedroom apartment, which they call a 2.5 room here, you need to adjust your expectations. For a nice 55 to 70 square meter apartment, you're looking at around 2,500 francs. If you add in your utilities, internet, mobile phone, rent and utilities are gonna cost you around 2,700 francs. Now we're down to 4,550 francs left. So let's talk about your daily life. Switzerland is notoriously expensive for daily goods. Meat specifically might as well be a luxury item. If you shop normally at Coop or Migros, a single person will easily spend 700 francs a month on groceries and household items. And add another 100 francs for your local Zurich public transportation pass. Now what about actually enjoying your life in Zurich? You aren't moving here to sit in your apartment, so let's be realistic about an active social life. The apéro culture in Zurich is a big deal. There's lots of after-work drinks. You might be grabbing lunch near the office a few times a week as well, hitting the pub for 10 franc after-work beers, 17 franc cocktails on a Friday, and a couple of nice weekend dinners where you can easily drop 100 francs per person. We need to allocate at least 900 francs for dining out and nightlife. We'll add another 200 for your gym membership and subscriptions. So let's look at the final breakdown. After taxes, a modern apartment in Zurich, health insurance, all your groceries, and a highly active social life where you aren't counting every penny, you might still be left with about 2,600 Swiss francs in pure savings every single month. It's over 31,000 francs a year. But this is where it starts, and where we talk about the real expat cheat code: income arbitrage. Switzerland is a small country in the center of Europe. You might be earning in Swiss francs, but you don't have to spend it all in Switzerland. Because Switzerland is so well connected, you're incredibly close to Germany, Austria, and Italy. It's very common for expats to take a quick train ride or drive across the border to do their heavy grocery shopping for a fraction of the cost of what they would spend in Switzerland. Here's a secret that surprises everyone. Big ticket items like electronics, smartphones, TVs, and laptops are often actually cheaper in Switzerland than in the rest of Europe. Not just relative to your high salary, but in absolute numbers. because Swiss VAT is only 8.1% compared to 19 or 20% in neighboring countries. You're paying less on luxury goods in Switzerland than you might be in Germany or Austria. So you're earning a massive salary, paying lower taxes on your electronics, easily shopping across the border when you want to, and taking your powerful Swiss francs on vacation where their value is even higher. This is why 120,000 francs a year can take you a lot further than it appears at first glance. You have to be aware of the high local costs, but don't let them scare you away from a life-changing career move. If you want a copy of this exact budget breakdown, I've linked the free one-sheet in the description below, so you can run your own numbers and compare them to your own research. If you want help actually landing one of those six-figure Swiss jobs, subscribe, because that's what we're here to do. If you want some personal help with your job applications, check out the link in the description. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.